Undying, but maybe putting more priority on giving PL a good game. Maybe they recognize PL as their win condition, and they want to guarantee he has a good start, and they feel Enchantress will be able to do that better than Shadow Shaman.
I think that's actually a pretty good read. I think you might be correct on that. Is the Enchantress would definitely be a stronger lane against the Undying, but it's one of those things, like you said, your PL is probably the win condition here for the side of G2.iG, so we'll see how they end up doing it. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the stream. It is the third series here this evening as we've got BetBoom taking on the side of G2.iG, a must-win game and a must-win series for G2.iG as their tournament lives are very close to being done. We're going to see Bobica on the bottom side. He's going to go for the cheeky sentry play there, so that will freeze the lane for a moment once the creeps actually get there. So they're going to go for an offensive kind of creep block there with that, and as a result, try and pull that creep equilibrium back their way and not play into the Undying. Tell me, how do you feel about that as the as like a support? Like how much does that change your lane?
It could potentially be huge. It helps to resolve the issue that we were saying. Like if you play this lane normally, like Shadow Shaman's not gonna have a great time. We see the Windlace already coming into play here. He's pretending to be over here like, oh, I'm gonna body block. It's like, no, actually the sentry's already there. So on the Radiant side, the creeps meet so close to the tower naturally that any level of blocking of the creeps will cause it to go under tower. So you see Terrorblade now responding, trying to body block the Dire creeps. Nice, JT gonna knock him away, and so now we see the creeps enter under the tower. Like you said, this will help them avoid playing into an Undying lane.
Yeah, really
Next
strong.
Steps. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's a really strong like way to like avoid just the constant harassment of an Undying, especially near his tower. So
the next step is we'll see Baboka block a camp. But from now, it should just like sit up here and be okay. So maybe we can take a look at other lanes real quickly.
Top lane, Miro is, I think, dead. This is the Enchantress effect, man. He uses that blood grenade with that early level of enchant, and people forget it does damage now. People always complain, like, oh, why are we adding damage to everything? This is one of those scenarios where I was like, all right, I can actually maybe get behind that one.
She wasn't
maybe
very popular
this spell
until she got
didn't
that
need
buff.
the damage.
Yeah. It's a cool adaptation. Sometimes you'll see Enchantresses start with a heal actually and just go for very efficient trades, but this is two melee heroes. They don't really harass her. So she just starts with the level 1 enchant and uses it to harass and get a kill actually.
Yeah, I was saying when you're tiny into this matchup, you have to go for that ring of protection early. We see JT nearly going down bottom as they commit the meta, as well as the tombstone, and this is the only reason he's not dead is because of that level 1 creep block, and they try to punish it with the level 2 timing. If you get it there, it ends up paying off, but definitely unfortunate for the side of BetBoom.
Yeah, and this is actually, I think, really good for him. I hope he has some regen on the way, or someone's going to pass him more tangos or something, because the tombstone actually also helps push in the lane, so he'll be safe here. And this is the hardest part of dealing with Undying is these early levels. So the fact that he looks like he's going to be able to make it to like level 3, so long as he doesn't die in the next minute, should be okay. That's a lot of the regen from Toronto Tokyo burned out on that attempt.
Oh, the Kobold pull! It's so insane. I'm just kidding. Not one creep has taken any damage yet.
The issue is these trees aren't cut. I don't know if Nightfall has a Quelling Blade. Maybe cutting those trees earlier. When they have to funnel through that one gap, they end up doing literally nothing, like you pointed out. They're too fast, actually. The Kobold Foreman gives them too much move speed. They just run back and forth forever.
It's OP, man. We haven't really talked about mid too much, so let's focus upon this for a moment, as NTS is having a great start, 19-5 to the 13-1 of the Ember. So, I mean, if you're the Zeus, you gotta be pretty dang happy about that. Like, this matchup, for the most part, ends up favoring Ember Spirit in the late game just because he can gap close. He can find the Zeus and allow his team to actually, you know, take the fight maybe in favorable terms. But getting an early good start on the Zeus, like, he's gonna have, you know, 3 points in the Arc Lightning. He'll get his ult at 6. And mana boots are not that far away anymore. So we could see him start to find some early kills with that gold and XP advantage.
Do you think we'll see him do the lightning hands build?
I don't think so. It's like the lightning hands build is definitely fun, but I think for the most part with the Kaya change, you're probably just going pure magic damage and then maybe like a blink dagger or something.
Yeah, I think it'll be good this game if he just brings spell damage, but it could be fun. I think in the late game maybe we'd see him pivot a little bit to it.
I agree with that. I can definitely get behind like a late game change to the lightning hands, right? Once you have like your core items, like going back for like a hurricane pike, because you want to build a 4-staff a lot of games on this hero anyway. So you can go back for like a pike, pick up something just like a casual moon shard, and by that point you probably have a free shard from Tormentor, so I think it's fine. X-Nova here in the top lane, gonna get tossed back here from Save. He doesn't have any points in those Nature's Attendants, and he will burn down here to Miro. So a very nice grab from the side of BetBoom, and yeah, recognizing they see the 2 points in the enchant, right? As he grabs the Centaur, they're like, this guy doesn't have any heals.
Yeah, that is the downside of that build. He went for a more aggressive option there, which, I mean, they got the kill first, so maybe he's still okay with it. Or not like a trade here, but like earlier that first kill.
I think top lane, Monet. All right, not the luckiest doppelganger, but he's out. He's away. The Scorched Earth off cooldown now. I will say Doom having the heal, the Troll Priest is actually such a good creep nowadays. That heal and aura is sick. And the active, right? It used to be like no cooldown, like 5 mana for 15 HP or something, which was kind of funny, but now it's an actual heal, which is good. As bottom lane, they do manage to run down the Mars as they've brought heroes. They're just focusing up on mid, right? Like they've brought the Hellbear Smasher mid. They wanted to try and get the catapult, but unfortunately it walked into the tower. So that push is going to get pretty much put to an end here pretty dang quick.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but there was a cool series of events there that BetBoom capitalized on. So X-Nova went mid to fill the bottle. Decided to stick around to apply that pressure. So Baboka had to go top because PL was having a rough time. And BetBoom recognized that and say, yeah, just kill Mars. He's on his own. No supports can help him.
Zeus gets to jump up onto the high ground. Nicely done there. And with Thunder God's Wrath at the ready, you got to be a little bit careful. Meanwhile, X-Nova was fighting for this top rune and save. Does do a lot of damage. Lucky for X-Nova, he has a salve ready to go. And top lane, Miro, again, just putting pressure on the PL here with these early points in the Scorched Earth. It's got about a quarter of the duration left, so Monet, he's not going to die, but he's going to need some regen here pretty quick.
Yeah, that catapult going onto the tower really screwed them over in the mid lane, because if you get a lot of tower pressure mid, you maybe don't kill him, but like it's mostly dead. That kind of pays off because you're starting to open up the map, but they didn't really get anything out of that. In the meantime, PL's not been having a fun time, and Mars got killed. So we kind of see in the last hits, Zeus doing great, but the side lane starting to suffer a little bit compared to their counterparts. Not too bad yet, though.
We are going to see Toronto Tokyo portal to the top side of the map here, so it looks like they do want to try and punish this Phantom Lancer. That being said, we're also going to see Baboka make this TP on in. Does Scout save? They do now see the Undying behind them as he walks right under the Watcher, and there it is, the Tombstone level 2 right next to the tower, and that should be a kill onto the Shaman, as well as GPK making his presence known here, chasing down the Enchantress, and it'll be a little bit of a slow death, but Sleight of Fist up in a moment, and that is it. Nice 2 kills here for the side of BetBoom.
Getting in some tower pressure as well with that Tombstone being right under the tower. If they can keep it alive a little longer, help kill off this next creep wave, and this top tower will fall soon unless G2.iG brings a few heroes up here. They're actually pressuring mid, so I don't know if they feel like they can go up there.
Yeah, these are just honestly really good movements from BetBoom, and they are still very even on net worth. It's one of the things that you kind of have like the Doom effect, right? 2 points here in this Devour, so his net worth slightly elevated, of course, but The Mars is getting a little bit of solo XP. He hasn't been farming super well. Like I said, he had that one death, but the solo XP does go a long way on this hero. Getting the 4th point in the spear to combo with that arena is pretty scary to play against. Like a lot of times it just means death for whatever hero he finds, but we'll see if he actually is able to connect on that anytime soon, as Nightfall playing pretty deep in the lane, and he's itemized to try and survive the Mars lane. Yeah, Doom onto the PL. He's gone. There's just no surviving that at all. And there it is, bottom lane. They drop the arena and the spear if they can get him. Again, this Terrorblade's tanky, but with the Zeus's help, they got him. And now looking for Toronto Tokyo, they will turn their attention to finish up that Undying Tombstone as JT has to back away. So you trade carry for carry. I think overall that's better for G2.iG if they can stay down here and get the tower, because this top one was definitely going to die at some point.
Well, yeah, considering they're a little behind, I think if they get this, they'll be relatively happy. They do have an Enchantress here. I think G2.iG maybe could have, or sorry, BetBoom could have defended it if they wanted to come over, because like you said, top tower falls first. So if they all wanted to rotate in, they could defend it, but I think they just maybe feel it's too hard, and they're actually getting some mid pressure in return.
There's a good ward here, scouting save, so they kind of know that the supports are going to be here towards the mid lane. As we get close to that 10-minute rune, it will be a big one. No Thunder God's Wrath available. It was committed to help bring down that Terrorblade, but Toronto Tokyo just dies to the Enchantress solo. He's got the 2 little shard golems as well as the centaur, and that's a lot of damage. They're gonna grab a haste rune here on the Zeus, as the Ember Spear will be able to get away. Spear just barely off the mark. A nice attempt there from JT, but good movements now in response from G2.iG.
Nothing to say is almost done with his phylactery, and I think they need to start making some plays around that. We were saying PL feels like their win condition a bit, and he's at the bottom of the cores. So if they can start making some plays, give him some space, slow down this Terrorblade, I think they'll be okay.
There are some stacks here in the jungle that X-Nova has just kind of been poking at, which is kind of funny. Almost managed to steal a couple away there. Does end up dropping a sentry up onto the high ground there to block the camp as well.
Oh, it's so sad. He could get that D ward, but he doesn't have vision of it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Unlucky. That being said, like, X-Nova is kind of just using this time to farm. He's got the 3 points in the enchant. He's about to hit his level 6, so he's going to become way tankier here in this game. He will have it now. Meanwhile, top lane, they looks like they might want to go for Miro, as Bobica is pretty close, and they're bringing the Mars in as well, but he can't close the gap. Those early levels of Scorched Earth plus the phase boots, just a little bit too much.
Would have been a really nice kill. Miro's been having a great time, and you see him working on his blink. He's been staying top. Sometimes you'll see people rotate out faster, but that's dropped off a lot. A lot of offlaners, once winning your lane, they like to stay top. They like to farm up a certain amount of items. For example, earlier we saw him deny a creep wave as well by pulling it. So you just continue to apply pressure to the carry, whereas if you leave, the carry's kind of just like free farming up there. You took the tower, but the carry goes back to farming. That doesn't feel great.
The other thing to note as well is just how, like, with his build, he's not playing greedy at all. Like, they know that they want to actually end this game before the Phantom Lancer gets, you know, to that critical mass. So he's got just this early Veil of Discord. He's got his Blink Dagger. He's going to TP home and probably head back out to a lane looking for a gank to put that to good use. And then he's got the Shivas queued up immediately. Like, he is not going back for a minus. He's not going this Octarine, which I really like. I think this build will end up doing quite well for him.
You don't like seeing Doom's Midas Devour for 30 minutes? Ricky, I'm appalled.
I know, call me crazy, right? Call me crazy.
That's gameplay.
Now we're gaming.
He has his blink. He is, in fact, gaming. Let's see. Oh, Zeus is a huge kill.
Yeah, beautiful find. Honestly, great smoke. Good use of that slight chains from range, and absolutely worth it. This should allow them to put a lot of pressure on this mid tower as well. Zeus is a big part of their tower's like counter push, and now looking for more. Bobica will be able to get away for now. Terrorblade, popping that meta.
Mars is almost at his blink, 100 gold about. So I think they're just going to sack this mid tower at this rate, wait for the Zeus, and then try to make their own play. This is Metamorphosis down. That is Doom down. I see Zeus TPing in. Maybe they'll smoke after this. Okay, there's the Mars TP behind. Get their own smoke play going here.
This is a really good counter smoke if they can find an opening. Like, they have to actually grab an important hero, and I think they want Miro. They know this guy is super farmed, but look at BetBoom. Toronto Tokyo is not going to be able to break this, so they're going to try. Well,
wait.
They see the Doom now. I think they do. There it is. JT comes in. Thunder God's Wrath comes through. Nice stomp for the moment. They're trying to save the arena, and they actually don't have to commit it. So pretty great kill. And if they can get more, even better. Wards somewhat close to the tower. And with the PL, they should be able to grab this tier 1. So
Like only 4 are hitting, but maybe that's enough.
A little bit of an Uno reverse card from what we just saw. But I think still BetBoom getting the better of the exchange, right? Previously getting the mid tower.
And more kills.
Well, but JT still has Blink in Arena. They just grab themselves a tiny. Never mind. It's actually a pretty great start. Is nothing to say. Does need to be a little bit careful. There's the slight change. They're going to buy back. Not buy back. TP in here on Nightfall, the arena, to try and trap these heroes in place. Doom can't get to him as well, but there's the Blink on forward. He's got the stomp. They've got the Zeus. All right. They even deny the tower. Monet will TP to safety, but a little bit of an overcommitment from G2.iG that gets heavily punished.
Yeah, man, if the Serpent Wards had just been a little lower, they probably take it faster. If they maybe just back out a little sooner, could have been a bit cleaner for them. That kind of return, like overcommitting and then dying like that, is really rough, especially because now, like, Doom didn't even have to use Doom for that, so they can actually make another play. They really didn't commit too much. The tower just helped them kind of do the work there.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling in terms of net worth now. If you look at the Terrorblade, he's gotten a lot out of these last couple fights. He's now finally passed the Doom. PL is definitely closing the gap a little bit with this newly completed Aghanim Scepter, but I do worry about just the strength of this Terrorblade and Doom in the next like 10 minutes. Like, these guys are going to be doing so much work. And Mage Slayer done on GPK. I'm curious if he's going to go for a BK, like just an early BKB this game or not, or if he wants to just go for things like Kaya-san. Oh, Blink and Stomp onto 2. He gets the Doom onto the Zeus as well. BetBoom finding everything they need here. Bobica will just burn down Toronto Tokyo. Does not care about these wards as they grab themselves too. Able to TP to safety here on JT, but what a grab from Miro.
Bro, Toronto Tokyo literally just placed that ward. Instant dividends for him. He's like, guys, I'm so good at supporting. Wards into double kills, into regen runes. It's so easy. Look at them playing around this ward.
Toronto Tokyo's like, man, I sat here for so long for these.
Yeah. Having a little bit of fun there. I mean, it's actually a lot of gold when you get the Servant wards. It's worth another kill, pretty much, if you kill every ward.
Really good stuff there. 3,000 gold now, going the way of BetBoom. Is the last fight, it's only about a 1,300 gold swing, but getting the Zeus again and slowing down his item progression is massive, and it looks like he is going lightning hands now. So he's decided that's going to be his actual ability to farm into this game and potentially scale late game. As we are smoked up here on G2.iG, they're looking for something. They jump in, they get the Ember Spirit, the arena. The Spirit does come out, but he's protected by his Flame Guard. Bobica with the shackles, but he doesn't get off. A great use of the Avalanche. And now Bobica needs to back out. Monet looking to get active, but GPK getting out is huge.
Such a good avalanche. That shackle. Oh, you know he was spamming that button. Please shackle this Ember. We need this. They will at least get the tombstone. It looks like they're going to get the mid tower. So you're getting something out of it, but they really did need some of these kills to start pulling their way back into this. I'm curious if you were just talking about nothing to say committing to the lightning hands build. I wonder if he would have done that if he had a better game. Like maybe he wanted to do a different build, but now feels he needs to farm up, or maybe he just thinks like that was what I was going to do anyways. It is a lot of damage output once you get there. Maybe that is what he wants. Oh, scouting ult.
Yeah, they were looking for the Doom, and he basically walked under the Watcher and was like, oh crap, they see me, and just blinked TPs. So they were looking to try and chase him down. Bobica actually only missed him by like maybe 20 or 30 units like of night vision, and he placed a ward at like the exact same time he went out of vision as well. So it was very close to finding Miro. But that does change like eventually when Bobica grabs a blink dagger. But I'm not sure if you've noticed his build. He has a Midas.
He saw Doom didn't have one. He's like, well, that feels wrong. Someone's got to have a Midas.
How does there not a Midas in this game? Don't worry, guys. I'll do it. I'll take it. I'll take the L for the team and get the Midas.
I mean, Shadow Shaman is a very, very good support in terms of scaling when given enough gold. Ag's Refresher is pretty much a win condition on its own. So maybe feeling like there's not another item I want. I'd like to secure our mid to late game. I have to feel like that's the logic between Hand and Midas. I don't know why else you would do it.
They're baiting JT so hard. They dropped the ward, but they didn't know this many heroes were here as in comes Monet. They get the ward trap here onto the Tiny, but next to the tower, as well as his Ember Spirit. I don't know if they want to stick around too much longer. As save, will he survive? He does. Great usage of the smoke. Toronto, Tokyo on the backside tries to get some vision, drops the tombstone onto the high ground, but they're ready. And now Nightfall forced to pop into the BKB, but there's the Doom onto the Zeus. They're going to get away with murder. Nightfall with a nice Sunder there onto the Illusion. He's going to continue to make some space, but can he get to safety? JT's looking for an opening. He's got a blink dagger at the ready, but it looks like G2.iG will pull back without the Zeus. They're a little bit afraid, but they've still got the ward advantage, at least on the high ground.
That was really close to working out for G2.iG. Several heroes dropping low, but not quite able to finish up those kills. BetBoom gonna feel pretty happy with that, I think. I'm trying to look at like who committed more spells. I guess that was your BKB on Nightfall, which you buy early, but you don't necessarily want to use early. But he did get a Zeus kill out of it, so or did he get it or did Doom get it? Oh, he got it. He got 2 kills. I think he'll be fine with it.
Yeah, I think that seems pretty worth it. He grabs himself like 650 gold for that fight and just goes right back to farming. And you might lose this bottom tier 2 tower here in a little bit, but we'll see, as they are just doing a really good job at invading here, using this creep from the Enchantress to try and scout out these members of BetBoom. And with the Shadow Shaman coming back down as well, with the Mars being here, you will grab this tier 2 first. And honestly, this game is neck and neck. It's felt like BetBoom has been in the driver's seat most of this game, but this gold lead is pretty much non-existent now. And with a Midas on the Shadow Shaman, I know we were kind of memeing about it a moment ago, but we do know G2.iG's late game should be superior. It should be, because even if you doom the Zeus, he's got lightning hands, baby. He's got them spirit fingers. He's going to take you down no matter what. So that might be the idea behind it as well.
Yeah, maybe that is it. He's like, hey, he's just going to doom me, and I'm not going to get to use my spells. So screw the spells. I'll just right-click. My worry about lightning hands that we kind of saw it in that fight, when you try to right-click war a Terrorblade with meta, you don't win that. But maybe with the right arena placement, it will work out, and maybe it's just better than being doomed and having no spells. So that is a good call. It's interesting he still got Phylactery first, but maybe it's just too good of an item to pass up.
It does give you a lot of that early game momentum, I think, and on top of it, it is just really good stats. Like, for most heroes in Dota, 200 health, 200 mana, 7 all stats is just generally very good. And Zeus also being able to take advantage of the passive. It's just...
and the Conda later on with the right-click build.
Yeah, it's like Conda did get buffed. It could end up being something that he transitions to like 4th or 5th item, like as an eventual upgrade after the Manta. Probably after a Hurricane Pike as well. It's like, all right, now I can get a Conda. It's not bad.
All right, I'm up for it. Zeus Lightning Hands Conda. Coming to your pub
Toronto,
soon.
Tokyo, run! Oh, no! They're like, yeah, he's out of range. Continue hitting it. And he just instantly died. Dude, okay. I swear, if there's... Ooh! Thunder God's Wrath.
Nice
so
try.
close. So close. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, BetBoom probably has more deaths to the Tormentor than any other team in Dota. And I would wager that it's by a significant amount.
I think you might be right.
by a lot. I have never seen a team die to Tormentor as much as I have seen BetBoom do it. It doesn't mean it's costing them games, but it's just very funny.
This particular death, not a huge deal, but we've definitely seen them die to it at more critical moments, especially in that mid to late game. Oh, man. I bet they knew. They're like, let's kill him.
Dude, it was funny. Like, Toronto Tokyo gets out of the burn radius, right? And then you just see you just see Nightfall hit it one more time and he dies, and you're like, ugh, what can you do?
Yeah, nice try from the Zeus for the follow-up kill. You mentioned it the other day, like putting a ward as Nature's Prophet. Someone's trying to go for an ultimate kill on that. Zeus can do that without the ward. If he built an Ags, actually, he probably would have gotten one of them, but he's got the Lightning Hands build.
Honestly, if he had ulted maybe like 4 or 5 seconds earlier, I mean, right as when he sees the Toronto Tokyo death, he might have gotten Nightfall. It would have been very close. But nothing to say. Needs to be very careful. They have found him, and they've got to do if they need. They don't even need it. They just bring him down so easily thanks to that blink out from the Tiny. That's a great kill. And keeping the Doom available now is probably best case scenario here for BetBoom. You do have this Aegis on Monet, of course, which
he's just running in.
Yeah, I mean, I think he can. Miro goes in now as he has to pop the BKB. The Diffusal just burning way too much of his mana as he will just force the TP on out. Does he make it? He does. Tombstone should be a freebie here, as it does at least allow the rest of BetBoom to disengage.
You did have to use a BKB there, but BetBoom found a big kill while G2.iG has Aegis and took a tower. So I don't think you feel too bad, but you probably chill a little bit till you get your BKB back up.
I don't know if they saw the Undying under the ward there. It doesn't look like they did, or else they would probably be moving, but you're starting to get a little bit scared of this Phantom Lancer. I mean, we see right there in that fight just what happens if you don't catch him right away, right? Like, he pops the Manta, throws out that Spirit Lance, and suddenly Doom was at like a quarter HP down, losing his mana super quickly. And there's a great catch on the front side. JT, the Arena, the Spear will pull back the Tiny. He's like, here's a little bit of your own medicine, my friend. I can also reposition you. That's a great pick.
Are they gonna go for more?
He's gonna have to buy back on the Tiny.
They don't have a Fortify here.
Oh, you're right. They forwarded the tier 2.
They gotta bring heroes or this is gonna fall.
They will get an extra fort here, and it's one of those things that, like, Tiny is your way of taking this high ground engagement, right? Either that or the Doom, but you don't want to Doom this Monet Phantom Lancer. And look at Zeus, man. He's nowhere near this. He does not want to be a part of this engagement, so they will get themselves a ranged barracks. They do get the nice stomp. They will burn the Aegis, as they're going to look for the second grab. Bobka will walk right up onto the high ground. The BKBs come down. He's trying to keep Monet to safety as he kind of sacrifices himself. The 4 staffs are there. He needs a doppelganger. The Thunder God's Wrath trying to make space, but Monet, he's falling low. Nice inhibit, but the jump in from Miro, he's got him. He finally grabs the kill. And with that, a great hold. You don't lose the melee barracks, but getting the Phantom Lancer, the best case scenario.
Still, that's a really early high ground and range racks, which is not as good as the melee, arguably, but it will always push this lane in now. So that really changes the course of this game, which was a pretty even game. Suddenly, G2.iG has some really good map control there.
Yeah, that will definitely help. And second Roche likely to be on the Radiant side as well, which will also be a banner. So if you happen to get it on G2.iG, even better for them. As we're going to see them take the Tormentor here. A little bit late,
but you Tormentor without losing a support.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great shard for him. He's already got this Midas, right? And so now you have even more farm potential. Good wave clear just from a single use of the Shackle, which is level 1 as well. So now it's even more value.
What a guy. Midas into Glimmer Blink.
He also has the Psychic Headband.
Real support items here after the Midas. But,
after the Midas. A little asterisk on there.
No, this is how you justify. Guys, I need gold. I'm going to get the late game, but not yet. I'm still supporting. Look, here's a Glimmer. I tried to save PL, right? He ran in, all the BKBs popped, which was great. If he hadn't gone in, they wouldn't have popped those BKBs yet. By going in, he made them pop those BKBs early. They did eventually run down the PL, which is too bad. If PL had gotten out, it would have been really nice.
He was straight going for the Doom.
Yeah, you don't make that threat without the Glimmer and the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, like, watching him just run it with the Glimmer Cape. He's like, I'll hex the Doom. Everybody run. Like, get down, Mr. President scenario, you know? But Doom instantly BKBs, and at that point, Bobica is just kind of sad. So, what can you do? But, the timing on the Blink Dagger, it's not super early, but when you have all these extra items, it'll be nice. Instead, he's actually queued up a 4-staff, potentially. We'll see. I mean, eventually, you want a BKB on the Shadow Shaman as well. So, there's gonna be some big item progressions. I think part of this itemization for the Shaman, like going for this Midas, is you look at heroes like this Tiny, like this Enchantress. They farm really fast. Like, they usually have a lot of net worth, and even Toronto Tokyo from the support Undying, he's huge. So he kind of just wants to stay with them, it seems. And we're gonna see a smoke come out. Yeah, actually. We're gonna see a smoke come out. Xnova not in a position to pop this, but the scan from the Radiant, I don't think it connects. So
if G2.iG just gets out of this, that's really good.
Yeah, it's huge. And it
will
will
someone at the end?
Save, just unable to connect. Oh, just off the mark as well, JT. Oh, oops. No. That is really unfortunate for him. That would be a fantastic kill, but not going for that God's Rebuke first punishes him pretty heavily. I mean, maybe he thought the Tiny blinked in, right? So it's hard to say, but unfortunate for
you get misses sometimes.
Yeah.
JT's have been having a little bit of a rough time this tournament. It happens. Hopefully it's getting better and better. But I will say we should all forgive him because he's going the Revenant's Brooch build on Mars, which means he doesn't have to land spears. He just needs to hit God's Rebuke.
When you're against a Terrorblade with, eventually like 50 armor,
and
it
evasion.
kind of makes sense, Yeah, and evasion. You're just like, I'll God's Rebuke you for 1,000 damage. That seems pretty good. Meanwhile, Bobica's on the bottom side of the map, just having some fun trying to split push here. But they will lose their tier 2 mid shortly as Nightfall will clean it up. Toronto Tokyo at the ready behind him. And I do really like the pipe pickup here on this Undying. Like, this is a really solid grab.
Yeah, gonna protect him versus Revenant Brooch Double Divine later on.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's really good versus the Zeus too, but good creep cut in the mid lane, so they're not gonna be able to go high ground or anything. Not that I think they want to. I think they're just gonna position for Roche, which is bottom.
I'm surprised they're not warding the Roche.
Yeah, I thought they would stick there. Maybe really scared as BetBoom disappears from top. They don't know what they were doing. They could have gone through the twin gate, but they get out.
Words? He did. Yeah, I thought they would like ward the gate or something, because you kind of just know that bottom is where this fight's gonna happen. Dire scan off the mark, so they are gonna start to move in, but again, BetBoom's in a pretty good spot, and taking a high ground engagement into an Undying is usually not a recipe for success. But if they all walk into the pit, the tombstone goes down, maybe you get the best arena you could ask for. There's going to be the Thunder God's Wrath, but who do you go on? They're starting to split up onto the backside. JT thinking about it. Xnova will clear up a ward onto the backside. They're going for the
JT is so tempted by these couriers. Don't do it.
Don't bait yourself. Look at save. He's here on the bottom side. He's going to be able to get caught, but he just the blink dodge barely. The instant shackles. They want to remove this Tiny from the fight. The Eul's comes out. Great start here from them, but can they actually bring down the Tiny? They can't. Nightfall pops the BKB. He just runs in. He's trying to find a target, but they just hide in the trees. It's going to be the Doom on the backside, though. That's caught Monet, and that is going to spell disaster for G2.iG. What a find by Miro.
The actual catch was pretty good, but the two damage dealers weren't there with them. The Zeus and the PL. They had to come from a different angle, and yeah, that just lets the Doom find the PL. It's going to be a Roche for them now, along with pretty much the best kill they could get.
It's
And we
very
can see in this
strange because
replay
they are
here.
not even remotely close, like at all. Like you see this whole fight breaking out, and if you take a look at the minimap, like PL and Zeus are completely
Coming from the
zoned
top
off here.
still.
Yeah.
So maybe this is part of G2.iG's struggles right now. A little bit of miscommunication in these team fights, which are so critical.
Oh, they will find themselves a nice little tiny kill there. They're looking for Bobica. Didn't realize JT was right beside him, as Bobica probably going to go down here. They're going to pop themselves a... Whoa, they actually caught Ember Spirit on the other side of the map as well. And JT will just TP on out. Wait, how did Ember die?
I missed that as well. But that is a big kill for them to get.
Enchantress just destroyed him. Did he have no remnants?
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Dude.
Maybe he hurricane piked him. I see his remnant charges are kind of low, so maybe he was running out. Just got hurricane piked down along with the rest of the damage.
And the Nemesis curse. I mean, he took 1,700 damage from the Enchantress. Just 1,800 damage. Zeus literally threw a single bolt, and that was it.
Classic Zeus contribution.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Oh, that is an Eye of Scotty on this courier, and it's gone.
Has been killed.
Ooh, that is a very nice thing to find here from NTS. That will slow down that Scotty for 3 minutes from Nightfall.
That's really big. 3 minutes is how long they have left on this Aegis. It puts you in this really weird spot where you think you're supposed to be strong. Maybe I don't know how they feel about it. Maybe we think the late game for G2.iG is a little better. So if they also think that way on BetBoom, it's like, I really wanted to try to equalize this high ground. We have still lost our mid racks, right? But do we go without a Scotty? It's a lot of money just not actually meaning anything if you don't wait for that courier, which means you have to give the Aegis.
I mean, this net worth is still pretty much dead even this game, as we can see the support starting to pull ahead on the side of G2.iG. Meanwhile, the Mars definitely struggling here. He's got his Revenant's Brooch. He's queued up the Divine Rapier, so JT will get to a point where he is very scary. That being said, you are just playing against several extremely high HP heroes, and that is the only real counter to that build, is just have more health. And Undying, well, he's pretty good at that, and you factor the Tiny as the other support, right? 4 strength per level. Quite good. Oh, they got him. No way. What a find here from GPK, as NTS gonna try and wiggle through these trees, but no escape. They've got the numbers, and the Zeus will go down. That is such a good kill.
Zeus might have lucked out of that in the past when there was only 2 Searing Chains, but now that there's 3, it was guaranteed to catch him. They're going to try to get BetBoom to come back by dropping the wards on this tier 3 tower. Maybe he could have gone mid and dropped it there for the melee, but they at least won't lose the high ground off that Zeus kill.
Good force staff.
Get
Is he out? Dude, he's out. He's not out. Oh! All right, I didn't say that. I didn't curse him. It's fine. Bobica does still take the tower, which is quite funny.
Working on
he's
that range
putting a
rack.
lot of damage onto the range racks as well.
This'll never heal.
Dude, what a gamer. Honestly.
Wait, is he actually gonna get it?
He's
Gonna force to fortify.
So I think what he was trying to do was to get a shackle for the extra serpent wards there, but when he sees the extra heroes, he's like, ah, crap, and tries to get out. So you still lose that Zeus. You know, that was a pretty costly death, but in exchange, Bobica takes another tier 3 tower and most of a ranged barracks. So you are getting some objective damage done, but this Zeus needs a lot more. He needs a Lincoln Sphere after this Hurricane Pike. He cannot afford to keep getting caught like this.
Zeus is old news. We're now on to the JT Revenant's Brooch Divine train. He is the magic damage source. Zeus is utility.
True.
Zeus provides vision and true sight. He's buying the Lincolns. Buy me a Hex next. I am the magic damage now. I'm on this train. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, JT is now the main character of this story.
Ooh, Doom
Nice
blinks
TP.
the wrong way trying to guess. Might have been able to have that. It would have been really close.
Yeah. Well, there's the Scotty gets delivered right as the Aegis is timing out. So one of the things that we were talking about, right? It's going to come back right as the Aegis is done. So that courier kill ends up being very useful for them. The Lincolns is 250 gold away here for G2.iG, but we're going to see them smoke up anyway. The Zeus does hit his level 20 talent as well, so he should probably end up going the Arc Lightning talent, especially, you know, being lightning hands, but we will see what he ends up doing. And there's the Lincolns coming through.
Pretty late Radiance, but it is pretty good versus a PL. It's not going to help him when he gets God's Rebuked, though.
Yeah, I mean, anything to help start dealing with this PL, I think, is necessary because he's going for the Bloodthorn. And in terms of heroes that are very good with Bloodthorn, Phantom Lancer's up there. You know, especially late game. You want to get these other items first, but at some point the Bloodthorn becomes a significant issue, especially if you don't have if like your BKB is on cooldown, you don't have any way to kind of get away from these illusions.
Ooh, thinking about the scouting ult.
They're on the melee barracks bottom. If they move these over, maybe they grab the ranged, but for now, they will clear up these. They do force them back into the base as the Zeus just continuing to cut. And honestly, G2.iG, it's all about stalling the game here for them, and they're kind of doing it. The net worth has been a little bit up and down, but it's never really gotten out of hand for them. 4,000, I think, was the largest lead BetBoom ever had this game.
I can't believe they're actually ratting down buildings, too. It's really annoying.
It's a Terrorblade lineup, right?
Yeah, Terrorblade and Ember, which makes it a little... Oh, they're going to find JT.
That's a good find. Okay, nicely done. They lose the gem for this. Of course, doesn't have that Rapier yet, so you at least have that as like a saving grace. Doom on cooldown, but definitely worth finding that kill.
I needed to open a slot for the Divine Rapier soon anyways, you know? We have Zeus for the true sight. It's fine, guys. It's fine. No, the gem is very painful, especially in a game as close as this. Winning the vision game could find you those the big kills that open up the game. They're gonna see the Doom here.
Can they get the full? Oh, what a shard block! But he gets the BKB off. He doesn't shackle in time. Oh no!
That definitely should have been a Doom kill.
Yeah,
maybe just a little out of range. He doesn't have any cast range, and Shackle's actually quite short.
For a moment, I was like, maybe they didn't see him because he got glimmered, but there's a ward sentry just right on the high ground. That just, yeah, needed to be an immediate shackle. Unfortunately, Miro surviving is a pretty big loss for IG there.
You did get a BKB out of it, so maybe you get lucky here with the fast Roche spawn. If you're ready for it, you could go.
There's your cast range problem. He's like, all right,
it is really fast, Roche.
Wow, you're right. 5 seconds, basically. The Shaman's build is ridiculous. He has Boots of Travel now, and now has an Aether Lens. So Bobica is looking to play fast and furious for sure.
I'll never be out of range for another Shackle again.
Yeah. I mean, he's looking for save. He wants him so bad. That being said, though, BetBoom in a pretty good position here to fight for another Roche. Level 18 now picked up on the Shaman, so those 3 points in wards are available. A pretty significant boost to his damage.
They're just going to start on
who's
Roche.
going to find who.
G2.iG's on the way.
Dude, this is falling
really
so
fast.
Roche. They're not going to make it even nearly in time, and with that Aegis being picked up, I mean, maybe JT gets an opening, but he doesn't want to go for it. The Thunder God's Wrath already spent. They're looking maybe to go for Nightfall. The Blink Spear, he just hits the Doom into the tree, though. Can they bring down the Terrorblade? Saved by the Tombstone of Toronto, Tokyo. Beautifully done, and in come the rest of the team, as now you got to get out if you are G2.iG. It's looking scary. Bobica falling low, just barely going to survive. Has the Glimmer Cape to safety, but they've managed to take down the Enchantress.
I can't believe they almost killed Terrorblade with the Enchantress pure damage.
Meanwhile, mid lane.
I thought maybe they could get something. Oh, I see. Baboko is here ratting. No, I think he Boots of Traveled in, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he was there for that fight, right? Yeah.
As soon as the fight started looking bad, he popped the bots and went mid. Dude, I mean, this is one of those scenarios where you don't want to spear before the arena, right? Like, he arenas, the spear ends up pinning him to a tree instead of the arena wall. But yeah, not getting that Terrorblade, an incredible save there from Toronto, Tokyo. Ends up doing quite a bit.
Yeah, Doom's a great catch, but again, maybe the damage. Well, X Nova was there, but I don't think PL was actually like I didn't see any like doing enough damage in that fight.
Yeah.
So, refresher shard just on the ground for now. Trying to decide who to put it on. Stick
I
it
feel
on
like we're going to
Doom.
be here for quite a bit longer. You have an 11,000 gold lead now on BetBoom, but I don't feel like you could go high ground still. Like legitimately.
High ground's really hard versus Zeus. Even with Lightning Hands build, which puts him in a little more risk, like it's a very tough high ground. Zeus PL.
It's also the Enchantress. X Nova has a freaking Hyperstone, and he's going
yeah.
for a Bloodthorn. Like,
I love it.
This guy is really scary.
Oh, can he get little friends later? Does that works on the illusions, right?
It's a BKB piercing root, man. It is, and it's undispellable.
And the
It's
Bloodthorn.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Bloodthorn little friends. Oh, this is the new tech. I had not thought of that.
We're in for the long haul, man. This is going to be a long game. I can feel. I mean, assuming like there's not like some fight that catches G2.iG out of position and then they just take the base, because you always have that ability as a Terrorblade, right? If you get caught out without buyback, you lose a crucial fight. Terrorblade will take your base. So they have two sets of fortifications still, which helps them quite a bit for this Aegis timing, but Nightfall wants to push the objective. He's got himself the Terror Wave, which our observers pointed out a moment ago, so that Ag Synth now picked up on him.
Just buys a diffusal too. Sells it. Never mind. I don't want a diffusal. I want to point out they have two Roche banners on BetBoom, and they've placed them both. One by the top tier 2, one at the mid lane. So they're committed. They're really trying to get something out of this. Keep those other lanes from being ratted.
Well, they've caught the Ember Spirit, and he gets instantly deleted as JT reveals that brand new Divine Rapier.
Yes.
So it is online. That being said, they are looking for more onto the backside here. If they could find it, it looks like they managed to disengage a 1-for-1 trade. I think you're pretty happy about this, especially playing into this Aegis.
I think so. Don't overcommit, guys. Just chill. Your high ground's good. Your wrap potential's good.
Does end up getting the D ward. That was scary. I thought Miro was going to go in for sure, but they decide against it. I also wanted to point out, now that we're paused, we actually can. PL sent his Manta Illusions mid and killed the banner. So the mid banner is gone. I don't know if they saw the one at top, but that will at least continue to allow that mid lane to push out a little bit.
I think they should have seen it while killing Ember, but yeah, they had to get out of there, so they weren't able to deal with that one yet.
Oh man, my eyes are going to be on Mars so much now. JT, I don't think he can show on the map at all. This is like one of the scary things is like once you have this Divine Rapier, you are 100% dependent on BKB being off cooldown.
Yeah, you want to be really careful about going in. If you give this away, Ember and Terrorblade, that's terrifying to give them a Divine Rapier. So he's got to be careful with it. At the same time, you can't play too scared. Like, that's the danger of the Divine Rapier. You get it, and it massively changes your playstyle because you're too scared of using it. You can't let fear affect you. You still got to go in. You got to be brave. You got to make use of it. It's tough. It is a fine line.
Zeus has the Parasma, man. He is very close. And
Utility Zeus.
Yeah.
Amplifying that Divine Rapier damage.
It's one of those things that, like, Lightning Hand Zeus, scales incredibly well. It's one of the scariest late game, like, damage builds in the game, but it takes a while to get there. And that's one of the things that balances it, right? You're like, I'm going to spend all game farming. Like, we're 46 minutes in, and he's still trying to farm for his core items, right? To make this build work. You're like, in pubs, maybe not so much, but NTS... He's got himself the Parasma. He also has a Telescope, which probably one of the best items you could grab on the Zeus. And
it's
now going back for a Boots of Travel.
No, wait, Monet. Give that amplified damage over to Mars. Get that massive crit. That's double value on that.
Dude, he's like, nah, I am the carry.
I am the carry. Are you sure, though? Are you sure? There's Lightning Hand Zeus and Divine Rapier Revenant Brooch Mars. Is he the carry?
That was a nice ward placement here from Bobica. They're looking for the Ember here once again. If they can get him before he gets the BKB, there's the Hex. They get the Shackle. The Thunder God's Wrath reveals the whole backside. GPK is able to get the BKB off of the Terror Wave out from Nightfall. JT has to leave. Again, he's gone. They're looking for more. They're going to look for X Nova. Onto the low ground he goes. Force Staff. Will it save him? The Refresher from GPK just to get the kill. Will be nice to go in the way of BetBoom, and IG this time will get punished. They will get the D ward as well.
I know Zeus doesn't have buyback, so they want him to play safe, and he can globally contribute with Thunder God's Wrath. But I still find it interesting that they made a 4-man play at this stage of the game. Like, with him so far, it feels scary. I kind of want to see it here.
This is kind of where I'm like, you need a BKB on your Shadow Shaman. Legitimately, like, these full duration shackles will kill anybody, but he needs to be able to not get avalanched, and I think that's becoming the biggest problem for him. Is if the Tiny is even remotely close to him, you have Yules and you have an avalanche from downtown.
Yeah, but he's instead going for an Aghanims. More
rat
potential.
Getting close to the 50-minute mark here as GPK has got himself an Octarine queued up, which I like quite a bit. As I thought he might go for the Aghanim Scepter first, but Octarine is pretty great stat-wise, so it gives him a lot of HP to work with. And I think that's kind of the main idea. Like, that extra 625 health might prevent him from ever dying, especially when you factor in that 25% status resistance from the Sange.
We might see him not commit anything yet. I say as his courier is already going to the... Okay, he's committed. I was going to say maybe he'll wait because the next Roshan's coming up, and if it happens to like spawn instantly on the dire side, you could get the Aghanims, though it looks like... Yeah, it would have to like instantly spawn, and you have to instantly do it. So looks like it's going to be another Refresher Shard. I doubt they'll wait for the 5 minutes for it to go from Radiant to Dire. Although actually, if it's a long spawn, maybe it will end up going back to the Dire side.
Yeah. As of now, it's 7,000 gold lead. Doesn't mean a whole lot. Now 6,000. At this point in the game, is we're going to see Radiant grab themselves another Tormentor this game. Go in the way of Save. To be honest, it's not the best shard early on, but at this point, considering he has an Echo Saber, he's got an Ancient Guardian, and he's going Daedalus, it's like, Save's realizing he's like, I also need to be a carrier, man. Have you seen the supports on the other side? I want to do that.
Here's what he's thinking. I need the Aghanims, and then when this Divine Rapier drops on the ground and I pick it up, that's my time. I got to be able to capitalize on this Divine Rapier. Divine Rapier tree toss is scary, dude.
Yeah, that's true, actually. 1 minute for the Roshan, so it will be spawning here on the Radiant side fairly shortly. The question is, will G2.iG be in position to contest it this time, right? Like, they've definitely struggled in being able to catch the Rosh.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see a smoke out from BetBoom here. Looking for some opening. The Radiant scan did clip for a moment onto X Nova, but he's already TP'd.
It might be something they need to work on as a team, because I'm actually surprised they have not been able to be in position for these Roshans early, because they even have the mid-rack. So map pressure should go their way. They have like the rat potential with Zeus and PL illusions. I suppose BetBoom has it as well, but I thought, yeah, we saw the last Roche too. They were like in that area. They didn't place wards quite yet. They just haven't seemed to be prioritizing setting up for the Roshan. Maybe they don't think it's worth it. That's a possible read from them, where they think like our high ground is so good, but our Roche fight is not as good. Like, let's not risk it. But
this Roche is just dead again.
Yeah, means BetBoom just keeps getting these Roshans.
I mean, there's the roar, and they're going to use this as a moment to go split push. You see Bobica instantly TP mid. He's like, guys, I got this. We're going to get the racks eventually. He's trying to force another fortification as they're TPing back. It's going to be Ember Spirit and the Mira and Mira on the Doom are going to be the ones to deal with this. They really do not want to lose the fortification.
Oh, the Catapult's hitting Ember. Catapult, focus up.
All right, they will manage to keep the fort alive. That's huge. If you get the fort, maybe it's worth it, but again, another Roche, another cheese, and another Refresher Shard going the way of BetBoom.
Maybe he should have blinked bottom and ulted that ranged one. That might have been better. But, I mean, it was pretty close.
They did get the tier 2 top as well. So all 3 lanes of barracks are essentially or I guess all 3 lanes of the high ground are available now. That top lane tower has kind of eluded them for a bit. They do hit some pretty good level talents here for a lot of these players, right? We have 3 heroes at 25 now on the side of BetBoom, as we're going to see the Mars and the Phantom Lancer hit 25, and we are closing in on the Zeus as well.
What? They left Roche banner in the pit.
Huge. They ran out of slots, I imagine, right?
Baboka, go get it. Think of the rat potential. Go.
Just
go check.
Just drops banner as he blinks in again.
I actually think banner's so good. Teams are still just trying to figure out the best way to use it, but conceptually it is so useful. I suppose it's dropping as we get into like later and later, but just the fact that lanes will always push out in your favor for 5 minutes, I think there's a lot of ways to use that. And certainly you don't want to give up free stuff anyways, right? So yeah, maybe they are slot restricted.
Okay.
Did they have like 4 heroes there? No one could pick it up?
Look at Bobica. He is going for the BKB now, and I'm happy to see that for sure. I think you definitely need it if you want to be able to like get a kill. But he's hiding. He's looking for a drop onto the high ground. I think they saw the Serpent Wards for a second. They're pinging the bottom lane. GPK will be the one to come back and deal with this. And I think Bobica... Oh, no, he's under a ward. Are they going to go for him? Tiny. He's on the run. The Avalanche comes out. They have the gem as well. Bobica has been found. No more, they say. Ends up dropping the wards as well here. So they just say, screw it, leave them.
Yeah. Our observers have highlighted for us JT is at double Divine Rapier, 3rd queued up.
This guy knows how to build some fan base, you know. He's here to please the audience. He is a gladiator, right?
One shot this.
He's gonna die if he does it. I think he presses W and he just dies.
Do they even have anyone who needs a shard? I mean, it's money, but...
Yeah, it's just money. Yeah, they don't need a shard.
All right, with Baboka being dead, maybe you don't want to reveal to the enemy team, like, hey, we just did Tormentor, we're all low, come push us. So
yeah. Zeus can sit pretty far back. What a jump in from save! They do manage to catch this Enchantress, and next Nova can force that out. They have the buybacks available to Doom. Catches the real PL as well. They've got to get him to base. All right, some time and some space made. They managed to get out completely on BetBoom here. They force the buyback onto the Enchantress. One Doom is down, but a second one at the ready. Fortification not spent yet.
Baboka's stone cold. He did not buy back in that. The enemy all jumped in the base. He's like, it's not needed. That's crazy. And he's right. He's holding. I mean, Enchantress had to buy back, but he wants to save his.
He wants BKB. I'm sure that's what it is. He's looking at this game. He's like, if I get BKB, we can kill anybody. So I'm sure that's what he's playing for. It's just taking a long time now. Oh, it's the Stormcrafter hitting it. I was like, how is Mars taking so much damage from this Tormentor? It's a Stormcrafter just zapping it and giving the damage back to him. That's funny. Okay. What are we going for at this point? Because this Aegis has 30 seconds left. He's got 7 items on this Terrorblade. And he's just casually sitting on another 5,000 gold. He can't really do much else outside of buying a refresher at this point.
I mean, at this point, we're going to tier 5 items, I think. I mean, we are at the point where, like, one huge fight could just end the game. Both teams have such insane build and taking potential, but both high grounds are really scary. On one side, you have the Zeus, PL, Mars, and the Enchantress throwing in damage, like, so much. On the other hand, if you try to go high ground, you got to go into Tombstone. You got Ember, Terrorblade. It's really scary to dive into them. So both teams are being really cautious here, and I think we're just going. I think we're getting our first hour-plus game together, Ricky.
We might be in purgatory, honestly. This could just be a never-ending game.
I love late game Dota.
Same. It is always so chaotic. As let's see if there's any new talents. Tiny is like, jeez, everyone on BetBoom is super high level. So he's got the double toss charges. Toronto Tokyo almost to his 25, which we haven't really item checked Toronto Tokyo in a bit. I did notice, but he has BKB and his Ags going for an Aeon disc now. So yeah, when he
Give
gets
that man a Giants ring. He's gonna be huge.
Yeah, give him a Giants ring plus the 60% Flesh Golem strength bonus at 25. This dude's going to hit that 11,000 HP we've seen him do before.
Let's go. And then it's all going to disappear into the double divine God's rebuke. It'll take two God's rebukes to kill 1100 maybe.
Yeah.
He has the pipe and trickster cloak. That is a lot of magic resistance, which is really good for him. 62%, I think, right there. Yeah, so yeah, he's prepared for it. He's like, that Mars, I know what he's gonna do. He can't help himself. No one can resist the call of the divine rapier.
Are under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think they walked into reward, but they just TP back out instead. They're gonna go deal with the rat coming through from this Terror Blade. The game has been a lot of just kind of dodge the other team for G2.iG. Like, they have not really wanted to take a head-up fight against BetBoom, and I can't blame them. Like, the 5-hero fight of BetBoom is terrifying. If this dude manages to find his target even once, let alone twice, your fight's probably over.
Yeah, we're at the stage of the game where drafts. So we were saying like, oh, late games G2.iG. We're beyond late game now. We're ultra late game. And at this stage, it really comes down to execution. The vision game is huge, and then picking the right fights. Because as you get these crazy items, like anyone can kill anyone. The supports are killing cores. Like, things are wild at this point. So both teams are going to be very cautious with how they move around. You see like just a couple creeps pushing the lane. They're like, whoa, guys, we all got to back. If one person backs, everyone backs. No one's willing to risk getting caught out because they could just end the game.
Dude, this is actually a sick play from Bobica. I was going to say, are we going to see anyone stack for the, 60-second or the 60-minute tier 5s? He actually clears their ancient camp and TPs out so that they won't have
cool.
the stack available.
Yeah. Well, these
meanwhile,
solutions
JT
last
does the
long enough to
exact
block
same
it.
thing.
JT, you need. Actually, I don't even know what's the best tier 5 for him.
Probably. I mean, obviously you could meme and go damage, but unironically, I think it's Magic Lamp. 500 HP, the hard dispel and heal is probably just the best option. It's either Magic Lamp or the Mirror Shield, because he just doesn't want to die.
Wait, is Unwavering Condition actually good for BetBoom? Will we actually see this item picked up? Think of the magic resist, and then immediately killed by 5 impetuses. But think of the magic resistance.
Yeah, I was like, you just died to like 4 auto attacks from an Enchantress, but it could be pretty cool. All right, here we come. Tier 5 items starting to drop.
Ooh,
as
ratting.
we'll see who are we gonna get first. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? I see Nightfall, GPK both sitting on theirs. JT will grab the Mirror Shield. Okay. I think that one makes a lot of sense. We're going to see a Pirate's Hat pick up for the Terror Blade. Fantastic drop for him. I love seeing
Everyone's
these
picking up these
Book
so
of
fast.
Shadows. Very
That's really
good.
solid.
Giant's Ring for Doom. It's a big boy. Very big boy.
It's so scary to use Book of Shadows correctly. It's so easy to grief, and at the same time, it is like insanely powerful as a save tool.
GPK will grab the Stygian Book of Shadows for the Shaman. This one's very
Yes.
on brand for Bobica this game, so more ratting potential. As the speed aura is actually pretty good as well, especially this late in the game, right? Like it's max. You're only gonna get it at max at this late of the game, but it gets these creeps down the lane that much faster. Roshan respawning right now. It's gonna be scouted by both teams, but again, does G2.iG care? Are they going to show up to this Roche fight, or are they just going to let it go? They're looking maybe for the Ember Spirit in the mid lane. Glimmer Cape comes out. Oh, he blinks. They get the Hex. They get the Shackle. They're going to be able to take down GPK.
Oh my
a
God,
nice
he got
fight.
deleted. Bloodthorn, so much damage there. At the same
He's
time
got
at the top lane,
Apex as
GT! His Rapiers!
You
Who's gonna take him?
guys. If
Tiny
you're
gets
BetBoom,
one.
I think you're okay with this trade. I'll be honest. Remember what I said
think
where I
so.
think the Magic Lamp would have been better? That's one of those scenarios where Magic Lamp might have been better if he had the option. Well, 2 Divine Rapiers now have been deposited into BetBoom's bank account as Bobica is going to come up once again to try and take himself a lane of barracks, and he might get it, but they do have a fortification available.
Terrorblade attacks real
They will
fast.
pop it.
That's another
Yeah.
fortify. Fortify down. I mean, I think you're really scared of this Shadow Shaman ratting you.
Yeah,
It's tough.
but you now have a Divine Rapier on a Tiny who almost has a Daedalus.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. Where's his tier 5? Was it so bad? Did he? It's available. I wonder, was it not good?
I don't know. Do you want to look at the net worth and do a little funny haha for a moment?
Okay.
Take a look at where the Mars is.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no, dude! That
He
is.
can get those back. He can get
Yeah.
those back.
It is possible, I suppose. It is possible.
He's almost at his replacement Divine Rapier.
Well, they are going to go ahead and pop the Terror Wave here just to try and secure this Roshan, get themselves the 5th Rosh of the game, I believe, at this point.
I think so. And they're gonna have another 2 Rosh. There's just a casual Sanj and Yasha drop on the ground. I don't have space for this.
He's like,
Just
someone
leave
else
it
get rid
there.
of this.
What
Undying
happened to
has
the
a
other
pirate hat
banners?
as well, actually.
Oh, when he steals all that strength, he's gonna be doing so much damage.
You're just going to be bopping people. I mean, it's also the bounty rune efficiency, right? You have 2 pirate hats on the side of BetBoom. That's going to be a lot. I mean, they haven't been able to close out the game quite yet, but you now have a 40,000 gold advantage, and it's only going to get worse as these pirate hats continue to just come off cooldown every, what, 40 seconds? So
How close is Baboka to refresher?
Radiant
He almost has the money, but I imagine he saves buyback.
yeah.
Is everyone 25 at this point? Yes. Are there any like double up talents that are massively game changing? I guess 30 on Terrorblade for double for the reduced Sunder. 30 on Ember's good.
PL's extra 20 talent is actually very good once he gets the juxtaposed damage, especially after you have that crit talent. It ends up being a lot of damage, but he still needs 2 more levels. Ember Spirit will get the +1 Searing Chains target talent. That one's doesn't feel as useful as it used to be, but
Especially into
quite good.
PL.
yeah.
All the illusions everywhere.
Are we going to see the high ground push finally come through from BetBoom? They're going to attempt it. Meanwhile, Baboka doing what he does best. He's just running for the bottom barracks. Nightfall up onto the high ground, pops a Terror Wave. They do have a fortification available. Tombstone there to make a little bit of space. Don't want to get popped here on this Terror Blade. I don't know if he can get popped, but okay, that's a lot of damage. Maybe he's got to be a little bit careful. The Parasma from the Zeus combined with the illusion spam from this PL is very scary. They're trying to bring down this Tombstone. It's coming closer to jump in from safe. They've got the Doom. They've got the Zeus. A nice find as buyback is available. The Rax is going to go down. X Nova needs to get to safety, but they're running back. There's a Thunder God's Wrath. Their base is in trouble. You've got Nightfall. Wait a minute. Bobica. He's dropped the wards inside the base, but it's the Terrorblade dying inside the side of IG. Divine Rapier goes back his way. Your tier 4s are falling. G2.iG are just playing a completely different game.
This is Dota right here.
This
Mars,
is Dota 2,
he's almost got his,
baby.
he's got his Divine Rapier. He's got one back. He can buy another. I really think you have to save buybacks though on everyone, especially now that Zeus used it. As annoying it is for BetBoom to have to retreat like that, that is the Zeus buyback. And you saw how easy it was to kill him. He was even like by the tier 4s. Tiny BKBs, chucks him back, instantly dead. So that is one of your win conditions. You can't throw, like dive way too hard for the Zeus, but if you just catch him once, that could lead to the end of the game for them.
He almost got the Book of Shadows off. I don't think he managed to get it off in time, because as soon as the toss came out, he kind of like passed through the Doom, I think is what happened. So he didn't get to cast the Book of Shadows because it applied the mute for just a second. And then he BKBs, and then suddenly they're able to just finish him off. But if he gets the Book of Shadows off there, it might have been enough time for him to potentially reposition with like Hurricane Pike, then pop BKB and get to safety. But it's G2.iG that's on the offensive right now. They want to start getting these these lanes of barracks, and Monet's searching. Nothing to say down here as well. You do have to be a little bit careful. This Doom is still very scary, but you have no fortifications available, and it's just going to be the illusions focusing up to bring down this melee barracks that's been exposed for what feels like 40 minutes at this point. I think it was. They took it like 27 minutes, didn't they?
The mid one they took at that time. The bottom exposed a little bit later. After
they got JT again. Divine Rapier back into the hands of Nightfall. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're looking to try and rat once again. Bobica drops the wards. He's going for the tier 4 towers. He's got even the Eidolons there. Is it enough? It's so close, down to 100 HP, but they will survive just barely.
I mean, 100 on that tier 4 is not that big of a difference, because when he comes ratting your ancient, that's like one auto attack from the serpents, and they'll immediately start working on the ancient. So, oh man, they have to be really careful. They got to watch where Baboka is. He has the refresher, has already consumed the Aghanims earlier, in case anyone missed that. Has the Book of the Dead as well. So there is an immense amount of pressure on that ancient. And if the rest of the team, they don't even have to win the fight. They just have to prevent people from going home.
You could tried that, right? In the last fight.
Yeah. And he almost took both tier 4. So now they have prepped themselves for the win. Last time it was, you know, the preparation step.
Well, Ember Spirit will just head back to cut the wave. He also has a Revenant's Brooch of his own, which is quite nice. And Doom TPing back here as well. They're like, all right, we're going to find this Shaman no matter what. We're not going to let him keep getting away with this. But unfortunately for them, he's in their own base. And Nightfall with this Terror Wave coming off cooldown here. We could see him go aggressive once again. Plus that Divine Rapier. Dude, save is actually terrifying with this Divine. And of course, the Pirate Hat. But Phantom Lancer seemingly much more problematic. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Blink Terror Wave up onto the high ground as Nightfall will grab another tier 3 tower and back away.
Mars does have his divine Rapier ready. He has it locked. Make sure he doesn't lose it while he, out and about before he really wants to make use of it. I think that's 3 in the game now.
That's 4. Ember just got one too.
Ooh, nice.
You've been wanting a Divine Rapier game, and this one's delivering, dude.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Okay, I do want to say, as we look through the inventories of people, and they've got like extra items in the back, I don't know why pros don't like to build like Helm of the Dominator, Helm of the Overlord, because you can take a creep and then just backpack it and you keep the creep. It feels really useful in these ultra late games, but I never see pro teams do it. They always just want like extra Divine Rapiers. And I mean, I get it. I've been talking about it the whole game, but I feel like someone picking up an extra creep is really useful.
Yeah, I think eventually it's pretty good. I'm going to be curious if... I mean, it doesn't seem great for IG as Doom can just instantly devour it, but... Well, Bobica in the mid lane might get scouted here. He's going to pick up a shield rune, but he's walking potentially right into the hands of GPK. Oh, the Remnant actually misses. He gets the blink, Glimmer Cape, but they found him. There's no way he's getting away this time,
where he
right?
is. They don't even know.
Oh, okay. Bobica, you've had it too good for too long, they say.
He needs to change his Glimmer Cape to a Shadow Blade.
Honestly, I agree. That would be pretty solid this game.
He doesn't need to save teammates. He needs to play the map. Bottom is pushing for G2.iG. Ember on his way to deal with it because they want to push top. They want to try to take buildings here. They feel strong in the actual fights, the 5-on-5s. They've just been getting ratted for like 40 minutes. But this might be their chance here. It's going to force a buyback.
They're going to jump in. They manage to find the fear. They get on top of the real PL, but do they know? He gets the doppelganger away just barely, and the buyback from Bobica. He's looking for an opening. He actually just bosses to the bot lane. He's gonna go back to his shenanigans, but can G2.iG find anything? Nice slight. Oh my goodness, Monet nearly dies to the double slight from this Ember Spirit. This guy, he's doing a little Mars imitation of his own.
He's got a Revenant's Brooch. Oh, this is the meta. This is Dota 2024. Revenant's Brooch, Divine Rapier late game.
That was
Moonshard
so much
consumed on
damage.
Terrorblade. I think we gotta change this heart to an Eternal Shroud on the PL.
Dude,
What
I
other
don't
magic
even know.
resist items can we build? I think you gotta. Well, the annoying thing is that you can just turn off Revenant's Brooch, but like you're a high armor hero. Comparatively, like 77% physical damage reduction versus 38% magic resistance right now. So I kind of feel like you got to bump that up now that the Divine Rapier / Revenant's Brooch is officially in the game.
I've been trying to figure out the idea behind this E-Blade for quite some time, like why Monet has the E-Blade. I mean, it is like a pretty sizable nuke as it gets into the late game, and it will potentially buy someone some time, I guess, against like Terrorblade. But now that we have like this Revenant's Brooch Ember Spirit, it's not feeling as powerful.
I think maybe the extra cast range to throw out Spirit Lances.
Ooh, and it's the Doppelganger cast range as well. Now, I kind of forget about this. In that last fight, he actually barely survives because of that Doppelganger cast range.
And when he picks up his own Revenant's Brooch, he can just attack whoever he's E-bladed.
That's true. Well, we are now at 73 minutes and no end in sight, everyone. Get your popcorn. We're going to be here for quite a while. The game's 8th Roshan or something at this point. I don't know. How many is this one? Like, legitimately, like 7, I think? 5th, 6th, 7th?
6, I think. 6.
6th
I think
Rosh
the last one
respawning in
was
40
fifth.
seconds.
I actually feel that, assuming BetBoom gets it, as they've gotten almost all the others, they should actually let it go to the dire side.
Monet. He's trying to get away. He's going to turn around onto the Doom. He's actually pumping out a ton of damage, but he will self-Doom, and they found the PL. He needs help, but he's not going to get it. The rest of G2.iG will let him go. And with that, they have to go fix their lanes once again as they instantly TP back, and they're like, all right, guys, there's probably a Shadow Shaman somewhere beelining it to our base. And they would be right.
He's kind of
You
close.
refreshed, right? Yeah, he did.
Ember's dealing with bottom, but top's coming in too, so he's also going to have to go there. PL does have buyback. They can probably get him to use it.
Radiant are scanning.
We've seen Nightfall just blink in, pop the Ags, and then take buildings. Terror Wave is on cooldown right now, so maybe they're not going to do that yet.
Dire's top
I mean, you don't have fortification for the Dire for a little bit here, so anything that they can do is gonna stick. And
Tiny from the
Nightfall
top?
just crushes the top lane in no time at all. And look at that. They managed to find Bobica. Finally, Miro with this Silver Edge just hunting, gets himself a massive kill. Ember Spirit deletes the Zeus. 2 Sleight of Fist will take him down. His second Divine Rapier doing work. JT wishing that was him at this point.
Oh, definitely. I was looking at the wrong hero for the...
Oh, the Arena Spear comes out. Nightfall, great dodge with the BKB. They try to get a nice grab on the backside, but Miro comes in with that Doom. He's managed to isolate that Mars one more time, and another Divine Rapier hits the deck. Toronto Tokyo blinks in aggressively, but has the Aeon Disc there to save him. They're coming back. They've got a lot of damage coming through from this Phantom Lancer, but Monet needs to get back. The Ember Spirit's going to come in. Can he find the right kill? Safe for the moment thanks to the Book of Shadows, and that is the space he needs to get out. They've got themselves this Mars. That's going to be a dieback. X-Nova trying to survive. He's trying to just find a kill potentially in the meantime, and he does. The Toronto
Divine on the
Tokyo just
ground.
getting destroyed by these illusions as well. GPK's back as well. Save. They got him with the Sleight of Fist. GPK with a triple kill cleans up this game, and it's going to be BetBoom that take it at 75 minutes.